Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Planet of the Birds. This is a 2018 documentary from National Geographic. It is 45 minutes long, and it tells you all about the birds. What's so special about them? Well, first of all, they're the only species that exists on all 7 of the continents natively. Yeah, sure, we go to Antarctica, but we don't technically just have a civilization there that exists year round. We go there because we want to do research and things like that. We set up stations and people live there, absolutely, but not if it wasn't their job. Let's just say they wouldn't build a family there. But birds are everywhere, every continent, they're so diverse in how they feed and breed and just how they look. And not one mention of dinosaurs, by the way. That's a whole other thing. I'm sure there's like 6 documentaries on that on National Geographic. But in this case, it treats it like, this feels very often with the narration that's provided. It feels like it's like a nature studies film we'd watch in school, in elementary school. It feels like it's made for 5th graders. Then every once in a while he starts talking about how some of the birds will drop seaweed at another bird's feet as a form of foreplay. And whoever scripted this was just a little bit more interested in how the birds hook up and how they get it on. And just, there's a lot of things you wouldn't necessarily put in a documentary that you'd play during, class for 5th graders or whatever. It doesn't get too sciencey, so it's not like, oh, this is the genus and the species and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't get too serious at times. It's pretty lighthearted. There's a little bit of humor here and there. Like I just said, he doesn't treat it as something, I don't know, anything that's sexy. It tends to be a bit more humorous in its delivery, because some of the birds are pretty absurd. The male birds very often are the ones who have to put on the big show, the peacocks and a bunch of others that just flourish and dance and make noises and do all these things to impress the female. And very often in this footage, the female's not impressed, but they do it all the time in order to get to mate. So good for them. A lot of this, though, is, yes, it deals with breeding and feeding, and some of that is pretty visceral. You get to see a lot of birds preying on other birds, especially their young. And of course, it seems like I think humans are the only ones who don't necessarily eat their young, at least not as a standard. I don't know of anybody that eats their young as humans. Birds, lions, birds, cats, probably dogs in some way, I don't know. But and fish, they all sort of eat different smaller species of what they are. It's kind of unsettling the more you realize that's how the savage animal kingdom works. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do to survive if you have no means of properly communicating that, hey, what can we do to work out a deal here that, they have no agriculture, so there's no real options for the meat eaters to try something new. So we get a lot of nice, really high definition, slow-mo shots of birds just swooping in. There's a really great shot of an owl just sliding just inches off the snowy ground as he's zooming in on a vole underneath the snow and just reaching down and grabbing it. And there's lots of crazy angles. Sometimes they have a camera attached to one of the birds, which is a little, strange. But yeah, there's lots of great shots, lots of great footage to be seen throughout this. So yeah, in that sense, it has some redeeming qualities. Nature, just get that really close-up, intense look at birds in their many forms. And it goes to all different continents for the most part. To get an idea of some of the brutality and some of the silliness that is part of being a bird on this planet. So yeah, it's honestly, because there's so many different types, if somebody came to visit this planet, they might go to the birds first because they're just how many there are. Or maybe, I just thought of this now, because of the amount of bugs we have, they would be the dominant species, technically. What if the aliens have already arrived, but they're only bug-sized, and they're already communicating with them? We just don't know. We're just these giants walking around, they see in the atmosphere. Yeah. I'm just making stuff up. Anyways, let's pick tomorrow's episode. 281. That last part had nothing to do with birds. 281. 281. 281. Oh no, this is my punishment for talking about bugs in a bird documentary. Although somehow I thought we watched this already, but they kind of all run together. Anyway, the buddies are back. Yeah, my favorite thing, talking, lip-moving animals. We're going to hang out with the snow buddies. Yep, you know the Air Bud series? Well, this is one of the many, too many spin-offs of that franchise focusing on puppies with distinct personalities, one of which is B-Dog, who I hate with a passion. It's nothing personal. I'm just, I hate that dog. I love dogs, but that one annoys me. Anyway, I'll talk more about that tomorrow when we watch Snow Buddies on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.